Hello, everyone. Well, I had a chance to get through all of the introductions. There are quite a few of you. I was hopeful for maybe a few, a little bit fewer students for the first time that this class rolled out to work out the kinks. So if there's a crack in my design, it'll definitely show because there will be a huge logjam at some point in the semester, kind of like there was this week when the module didn't actually deploy. So if something like that happens, it means I probably have a date set wrong, or there's a little button in Blackboard that needed to be pushed, and that was the case this week. So thank you for those of you that reached out that were like, "Hey, what's going on?" Again, thanks for helping me work the bugs out. So, looking at the composition of this class, and y'all are, currently submitting your papers, and I did give folks an extra day, for Labor Day since there was a little bit of a late deployment this week, and people are, hopefully folks have the textbook. There quite a diversity of folks. I noticed that no one had the goal of becoming a statistician after taking this class, which is good because it's going to be scaled down and scaled back. The biggest challenge I'm going to have as a professor, I think, looking at all of you and considering who all is in the class, is teaching both to the folks in the MCP program and also in the MGP program. A couple of you indicated you might be interested to go on to get a PhD. If that's the case, that you'll have statistics programs to help you in that PhD program. From our textbook, I there are some data samples. This is where I struggle with those of you that might want to do that. It it's probably above the heads of a lot of people that are in the MCP program who really kind of need to know, or they do need to know what's behind an assessment, what's behind a psychological construct. One of you mentioned taking DSM and just really putting a toe in the water as far as assessments. There are a couple of assessment assignments because the DSM is a collection of psychological diagnoses. Oftentimes, we'll use an assessment to approximate or try to make discern if people might meet criteria for one of those DSM diagnoses. And not all instruments are created the same. For those of you that did take DSM, this is a step or two deeper to help you understand some of those stats that I just said, hey, look for some Greek symbols and then numbers, and if it talks about validity and reliability. I really was just introducing the topic there in DSM because there are so many other things that we need to get to. We'll definitely go into more detail within the coming weeks about that, and that's one of the primary goals is to be able to discern what you're looking at. Another one of the goals later on, especially for MCP students, is to report the results of an assessment. So there's an assignment later on like that. A couple of you were concerned this week with, hey, is there a discussion board? I was a student not very many years ago taking online classes, not all, but some of them, and I know what a pain it is every week to do 4 posts. Here's a post now, and then I gotta check back later and do 2 or 3 other posts, and I gotta respond to my peers, and I gotta consult my textbook. And if you've gotta do that for 16 weeks, it's exhausting, and you're just sick of discussion. I know I was just sick of discussion posts, so I've tried to mix it up. I can't completely get away with that or, get away from that. So, anyway, please, and I'll try to make it engaging. Some of you mentioned, that you're not going to be a statistician. I'll. It's not a cure for boredom. Running stats is not really exciting to me either, unless there is new data that can come out of the stats, and then it's actually kind of fun. I remember getting to my dissertation stage where I was running my statistics, and it's like, fingers crossed, did I actually find something? And so sometimes those are bittersweet results when you don't achieve significance or it doesn't support your hypothesis, but still you learn something even if it doesn't support your hypothesis. So, um, yeah, there's just so many different ways that I can take this class. The MGP students, I'm debating in my mind whether or not to give you a separate but parallel assignment, not additional work, but something parallel. And that's, I thought about teaching this class several months ago, putting this together on Blackboard, but I still don't know. I'll kind of gauge that as we go throughout the semester. If you really are interested in stats as an MGP student, please reach out to me if you feel like this isn't in depth enough. Because if you are an MGP student, you are going to be required to run some research. Now, it's not required that you run stats in that research, but it is a possibility that you could. And so, if you're looking to think about a quantitative research project and you're an MGP student, because you'll have to do either a thesis or a capstone and collect data. And if you are collecting data and it's numerical data, excuse me, it's getting late. You'll have to run some stats, and I don't want to shortchange you here. So if that's the case, please let me know, and we can maybe modify this to help. So that's it. I'm gonna go through, and please know I'll release another video because it's the same module this week. The next module will release. You have another discussion post due. But before you jump in there, this is Sunday. Monday, Labor Day, really the new week is supposed to start. But I'll release something new and start consulting our textbook a little bit. But anyway, it's good to see everybody. I did have a chance to say hi, except for two of you. The system glitched, and I went back, and there was about 30 of you, so I couldn't find you again. It was like a needle in a haystack. So if you didn't get an introduction from me, it's because the system glitched, and I'm saying hello. If you need anything, please reach out. And it wasn't anything offensive, intentional to leave you out of an introduction. So anyway, uh, I'll see you soon. There'll be a new video this week, but take care, and I look forward to reading your second assignment. See ya.